Welcome to Create Your Own Economy podcast, the weekly podcast that equips you with the know-hows, the strategies, tools, and resources to create your own economy, grow your business, and live the life you desire. If you have not done so, hit the subscribe button so you will never miss an episode. Hello. Welcome to today's episode. I am your host, Bumi Ajibade, and in today's episode, we will take a look at the law of gestation, how it applies to business growth and development, and most importantly, to your long-term success and profitability. Come on, let's go. It's time to create your own economy now. So, what is gestation? It is the process or period of developing inside the womb between conception and birth. It is the period of incubation before seeds and embryo develop and get ready for harvesting or being born. Also, gestation is the development of something over a period of time. It takes time. That's the most important thing. Now, our business takes time. As entrepreneurs, we are in this business and it takes time to develop. It takes time because we have this idea in our mind of what product we're bringing to the market, what services, and it takes some time to record success in those businesses. So achieving the success you desire in business and life requires patience, nurture, and having all the conditions in place. Just as the fetus takes 9 months to develop before a baby is born, a business requires a period of time before it can be established and before it will start generating profit. So, and this period of time, this gestation period can vary depending on the type of business you run and also the industry. And a seed takes time to grow into a tree and yield fruits or vegetables that we all love. And the law of gestation then, as I said, requires patience, persistent in your efforts, in your expectation, not expecting instant results, and most importantly, for us not to give up too soon. And I know a thing or two about this. I have a little garden at the back of my house, and I live in North Texas. And during this time, right before this time, around February, March, it was too cold. I mean, the nights were cold, and we had prepared the beds. We had thought about the seeds, the vegetables that we wanted, tomatoes, bell peppers, habanero peppers. We thought about okra. We thought about collard green, mustard green, squash. I mean, so many things that we have identified that we really want to plant at the back of the house. So we planted some seeds, and then because it was too cold, we're talking about the outside environment also matters a lot. It was supposed to be warm, and for the seeds to germinate, it was a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, nothing came out of the soil. And we thought maybe the seeds were not good, but again, it was the outside, the temperature was too cold for the plant. So we still continued to nurture, to weed and do the things that we were supposed to do. Then we planted the same seeds on another bed, and it just started germinating. And at the time that new set of seeds were germinating, the ones we planted like 3-4 weeks before also started germinating. Then we're thinking, what happened? It was the weather. It became warm, and then the conditions were right. And the plants are growing. My vegetable is growing. I have actually started harvesting some of my mustard greens. Look, the thing is this: it takes time. It takes persistence. We don't have to give up too soon, because if we had again cleared the bed that was not growing and replanted on that bed, maybe replanted something else, it would have been a mess. It takes time. Just like a pregnant woman, it takes 9 months, and there's anticipation. You cannot wait to meet that baby. So also when we in the business, we just cannot wait to launch the business, to share with the whole world the ideas, the baby, the business that you have been working on for so many years. And one of the questions that people ask me is, how long does it take for a business to gestate? Now, the time will vary. It varies on the type of business, the size of the business, the industry, and also the specific goals and objectives that you are hoping to achieve. If you have a side hustle versus if it's a full-fledged business. If you have a short-term goal versus a long-term goal. Also, the current state of the business compared to where you are going, compared to the goal that you set for yourself. Also, the external factors. Think about if you source your materials from outside the country or from somewhere else, what other things can happen? What are the threats and the opportunities that can arise? So all those things need to be factored into the time it will take for the business to gestate. The other question that people ask me is, can you shorten the gestation period of your business or the goals that you set for yourself? And I would say yes, and I would say no. And I say yes if you have the funds to hire some experts to work on some aspects of the goals. Yes, you can shorten it. But again, I would suggest that you just follow your process, follow the process that you have, follow the process that you put in place for the business, and give yourself time so that you can learn from the mistakes that you are going to make, and also it will help you focus and help with duplication. Because if you have a process that you focus on, then you can duplicate the success when you are looking to another goal, setting another goal for yourself. Now, let's quickly take a look at the 4 stages of development during this gestation period. Okay? And your business is important to go through this gestation, these stages, and is really very critical for the success of your business because it will require a significant amount of time and effort. So let's start with the first stage. The first stage is the idea stage. This is when you begin to talk about, okay, I have an idea for a new product. I have something that I want to bring to make people's life better, and you believe that there's a market for that idea that you have. You believe that it will solve a problem for your potential clients. And for an entrepreneur, this stage takes a long time, because you need to research the market, you need to identify gaps, that you want to fill, you need to come up with a unique idea that is not in the market, because this is where you want to set yourself apart. How am I going to be different from business A or business B who is already in the space? How will I be different for people to really want to take a look at the business? And at this point, this is where you really want to also get to know who you are and get to know your purpose, and whatever you are thinking of bringing into the marketplace, how does it align with who you are as a person? Does it align with your purpose? Are you really passionate about that? So that is the first stage, which is the idea stage. Then the second stage is the planning stage, where you take that idea and you create a plan for how to turn it into a successful business. This will involve you doing some market research. It will involve you developing a business plan, really writing a business plan, not giving out to somebody to do for you, but you really sitting down and coming up with the business plan. Also, how will you fund the business? Where will the funding come from? Then what about the strategies? How are you going to launch the business? How do you want to launch it? These are the things that you need to think about as you are looking at the second stage, which is the planning stage. Then the third stage is the execution stage, where you put that plan into action. This is the movement part. This is where the baby is born. This is where that baby that you have been talking about, that you've had sleepless nights putting together, this is where it will be born. Setting up the business, hiring people, launching the products and services. And at times, some people might actually do a soft launch to really bring the product, to introduce the product and services as a soft launch, where you will kind of course correct if there are mistakes that you didn't envisage. You can correct that before the big reveal. Okay. And also it might take a long time for the entrepreneur, because you know how we are. We want to bring the best business into the marketplace. You know, we don't want to put our names on products that are not the best. So it might take, some time. And the fourth stage of the gestation period for a business growth is the growth stage. This is where the business will start to generate profit and grow. This is where you paid all the salary, you paid yourself, and the business is generating income, generating profit for you. Also, it might take some time. And this is one of the things that during the ideation stage, this is one of the things that you will have looked at to know how long will this business be before you start generating profit. So you have an idea of how far. And also, this is a stage where you begin to add more services, more products, as you are getting feedback from your clients, as you are seeing some of the pain points that you need to address for your clients. You start creating new products. So you start to grow. This is the fourth stage. Now, what are the four stages? The first one is the idea stage. And then you have the planning stage, the execution stage, and then the fourth one is the growth stage. So understanding the law of gestation is very important because success does not happen overnight. You cannot miss a stage. You cannot maybe just start from the first stage and move on to the last stage. No, there is a progression. There is a process. And when you follow the process, because business does not happen overnight, the success does not happen overnight, and you follow the process, you will then see your effort materializing and you having success that you desire. So entrepreneurs that understand that success in business is a long-term process and are willing to invest their time and effort to achieve their goals, look, they will get there. And when they get there, you will maintain and begin to scale the business. So as I round up, during gestation, it's important that you are focused, you are consistent, you are persistent, you are patient, you keep learning, and don't forget to network with others. Even if they are not in your industry, start networking with others because you begin to learn more. Remember that the success that you desire in your business will happen if you are willing to invest the time and effort needed to achieve your goals. And when you do that, you begin to enjoy the journey of creating and growing your business. So my question is this: are you ready to create your economy? Are you ready to really go through what it takes to develop a successful and thriving business? I invite you to download our 10-point checklist to understand your readiness and also what you need to do. Go to my website, clarolgr.com/checklist. And if you also need some support, if you are struggling in any of the 4 stages of gestation, I invite you to schedule a free discovery time with me. Please go on to my website, clarolgr.com/MEET. I will see you on the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode. The best gift you can give me is by sharing this podcast with your friends, your family, and reviewing it, which will help this podcast to grow organically. If you want to create your own economy and live the life that you deserve, join my next workshop or schedule time with me. My purpose may as well be to help you on your journey. Visit clarolgr.com/workshop. See you again next week.